Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to see about food security and nutrition. What is the meaning of food? The food, it's a substance that people eat and drink to maintain life and growth. Food security. The food, what we eat, should have a full security. So, what does it denotes? It denotes a person's ability to eat enough, stay active, and lead a healthy life. UNOS, what's that? It's United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. It's give full support to the nutrition security. We'll see about nutrition security. The famous scientist in agriculture, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, says about. He gives a special definition that is physical, economic, and social access to a balanced diet, safe drinking water, environmental hygiene, primary health care, and primary education. So, availability and access to food grains. How do we get the food grains? How much it is available. The people not only depend on quantum of food but ability to purchase or access it in a healthy condition. Its overall country's development. So when a people is in a full-fledged to purchase the food and to access it, it gives the overall country's development. You can see some of the food grains over there in the picture. Okay, now we'll focus on agriculture. So this is what the agriculture says about. It gives an initial step to overcome the drought. So to overcome the drought, what we have to do is to import food grains. But you just imagine, children, how to import food grains. So our economy moves to other nation. So there will be a problem in the open market purchase. So the open market never allows to purchase food grains. But USA agreed to import rice to India. It's a great boon to India to get the food grains from America. Also, it formulated a plan called HYV. We'll see about HYV. High Yielding Varieties. This high yielding varieties gives a great quantity of food crops. So who has introduced this or who has formulated this plan? The American administration and philanthropic organization like Ford Foundation formulated this plan to increase the food production and introduce HYV, that is high yielding varieties of wheat and rice, especially for food. And this high yielding variety have to be given a subsidized with chemical fertilizers. Then only the yield will be much. You can see the picture of high yielding variety. And now we are moving on to Green Revolution. You know very well the Green Revolution talks about the crops, the greenish environment. Okay, it paved the way for the self-sufficiency in food grain production. It increases the production. So, what do you mean by self-sufficiency? Never wanted to stretch our arms to other countries. So, it was possible by extending the cultivable area to increase it. So, when the area increases, we have a much production. Okay, here also we have one more picture for the green revolution. In 1950s, due to this high yield varieties of crops, we have 98 million hectares with 54 million tons food of grains at an average of 547 kg per hectare. But within 65 years, it has been increased to 122 million hectares, as to say, five folds, as 5 times much better than the 1950s. So the production have been increased a lot. So after independence, by the time of independence, we are in the shortage of food. But after independence, it has been increased with the yield of 4 times better in time. What is MSP? The minimum support price. What's the meaning of minimum support price? This is what has been given for the farmers. The price will be fixed in the beginning of the seasons before the grains grows. And also the state procures the harvested grains through FCI. FCI is Food Corporation of India. So this FCI had built huge storage godowns also to store the crops after the harvest. How it has been happened? It has been happened due to technological innovations. As we have talked earlier about the high yield varieties and also with the chemical fertilizers, isn't it? It's like that. So what does this technological innovation says about? The milk witnessed eightfold increase. 8 times it has been increased when it has been started, and rather to compare now. So likewise, egg also have been witnessed 40-fold increase, with fish 13-fold increase, and etc. So India is insufficient of food. What do we talk about? Even though the fold has been increased, the yield has been increased than the previous years, still India is insufficient of food. Why it has been? Because India hardly have been exceeded with the population. So when the population has been increased, quite naturally the production also have to be increased. But the production is less rather than the population. What do you mean by public distribution system? Highly needed essential food supply for the people, and this should be supplied by the government at a low price. So this is what we call as public distribution system. We have colored cards are the types of ration cards that has been with the different category of the people. What is public distribution system? It's an universal adapted system. And the state, it has been increased with the state on in India and also targeted for PDS. Under universal PDS, all the family ration card holders are entitled to the supplies from PDS. The beneficiaries are identified based on certain criteria and given their entitlements. That's what we call as with different ration cards. So it has been divided according to the category of salaries or through their incomes. So both the union and the state government subsidized the supplies distributed through PDS. The level and quantum of subsidy also varied across states. Here you can see the percentage of National Food Security Act covers. Okay. So, according to the Union government supply, the rise at the rate of rupees 3 per kg, wheat at the rate of rupees 2 per kg, millets and etc. It goes on in Tamil Nadu. Okay, here you have one more information about buffer stock. What do you mean by buffer stock? It increases the stock during the seasonal growth, and also it creates a normal stock to be in a shortage, or when it has been to be given out, or from the godown it has to be taken out, it has been considered and given to the markets when it is high or low prices. Here you have some nutrition programs in Tamil Nadu. Purachi Talaivar MGR Nutrition Meal Program, National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education, and general ICDS projects with World Bank Assisted Integrated Child Development Service. So you can have this ICDS as the abbreviation for the Integrated Child Development Service. The same way PMGYS is Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana Scheme, Tamil Nadu Integrated Nutritional Program, Midday Meal Program. Thus, we come to end of today's session and we'll continue in the next session. And the homework I'll give you separately. Do it and submit today evening itself. Thank you. God bless you, children.